Tina Cooks More Italian.
This is made possible through the generous support of KC's Body Connections Massage Center, connecting body, mind, and spirit. G's Hot Dog Cafe, home of the Chicago Dog. Enterprise Bank, we help create opportunities for your business. Papa John's Pizza, Leominster, Fitchburg, Marlborough, and Worcester. These are the salad days of Tina Cooks. We're going to do a potato salad, an orzo salad, and a nice light orange salad. Stay tuned. Welcome to Tina Cooks More Italian. I'm Tina Piermarini. Today I'm going to start out with peeling my potatoes, and I have my water on for my orzo. Okay, so we're going to peel. When I do potato salad, I like to start it out in cold water. So I have my cold water here, and I'm going to salt this cold water because I want salt. You want your potatoes to taste like something. So we're going to put salt, and I'm doing that so I don't forget. We're just going to peel, and we're going to boil our potatoes. I'm just going to put those in the water so they don't brown while I'm peeling. I'm just using a regular all-purpose Maine potato because that's usually what I buy. You can use the little red potatoes. You could use the Yukon Gold potatoes. You don't want to buy a baking potato. You just want to buy a regular all-purpose potato for this because you need a firmer potato. I don't use baking potatoes anyways, but. All right, now I'm just making sure that I peel my potatoes and I put them in cold salted water. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these potatoes to a boil. I don't want any skins in there. I dropped the skin in there. I'm going to bring these potatoes to a boil, and then I'm going to lower them down to a simmer, and I'm going to cook them till they're just about done because I like to mix my potato salad hot. So what happens is the potato salad is hot, and it stays hot for a little while, so it'll continue to cook. Even when you dress it with mayonnaise and all the, you know, I use mayonnaise and mustard. I put a little touch of sour cream, but the potatoes warm up the mayonnaise. So you don't want them cooked done because then your potato salad will be mushy, and you don't want it mushy. You want it not crunchy, but you want it a nice soft texture. Fork tender is what I call it. I used to work at King's Corner. We had a huge potato peeling drum, and we used to take 50 pounds of potatoes, and we used to toss about half a bag, quarter of a bag inside this big drum, and the potatoes would roll around, and there was like almost like a stone, but it was like a really heavy-duty sandpaper, and it used to scrape off all the skins. Boy, do I miss that machine, especially on a potato salad day. But anyways. This is the agony of a nice fresh potato salad. It's peeling all your potatoes. I'm making a small batch today. Usually I make double, but I don't have people coming over, so it's just going to be for the week. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my potatoes and I'm going to cut them into bite-sized pieces, okay? Like so. I'm going to take all my potatoes out of the water so that I can put them in there. Beautiful. I'm going to cut them in thirds, like so. And then I'm going to cut them in half. Try to get nice little squares. You don't want them too small, you know, because you want to be able to have a bite of potato. There you go. Now these bigger ones, you're going to want to make sure you try to get them uniform. This one I'm going to cut into 3 because I think I need to. There we go. If you cut one and it's really, really big, just cut it in half. Because potatoes aren't always shaped the same. Tried to run away. You ever notice how my food tries to run away? It knows it's going to get eaten, so it tries to run away, but can't get past me. Okay. Now basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over to the stove, and I'm going to turn this on high, and I'm going to let that come to a boil. Then I'm going to bring it down to a simmer. This is boiling, so I'm going to drop 2 cups of orzo into my boiling water. This water is already salted, so you want to drop. I'm doing 2 cups because I think that'll be enough. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready for my potato salad, because I was going to start with the orzo salad, but I think I'm going to start with the potato salad because I like to mix it hot. So I like to have all the components ready so that when the potatoes are done, you drain them real good, you throw them in there, and it's nice and hot, and it makes everything mix up real good. Now, basic potato salad, I like celery, I like onions. You can put olives, you can put, you know, different stuff if you like it. You have to add what you like. Some people like capers. Yeah, I'm not a caper user. I just can't get to like them. I just don't. I'm going to use a little bit of green onion. I don't want the very end. Okay, just a little bit for color, because you need some color in it. And I am going to use parsley too. You don't want to come down all the way to that little bulb, okay? Just a little bit for color. Okay, now I add mayonnaise. I'm going to say about 3/4 of a cup. That's probably about a half. We'll say a cup. Because the potatoes are going to actually absorb a lot of the mayonnaise, and I cut it with a little bit of, I used a low-fat sour cream. Gives it a nice taste, and then you don't have to use quite as much mayonnaise. Okay, so we're going to use about, I'd say about a good 3/4 of a cup of that. Now this looks like a lot of dressing, but it's really not. It's going to soak right into the potatoes. I don't like a dry potato salad. And I'm going to add about a tablespoon of mustard for that. I also season my potato salad. I use a little bit of granulated garlic. Okay. I'm going to use the fine pepper. I don't like chunks of pepper in my potato salad, because if you hit a peppercorn, I don't like that. I like to have a nice, you know, pepper taste. If you like fresh ground pepper, knock yourself out. You use a little bit of parsley for color. I use a dry. You can use fresh parsley. You can use tarragon if you want. And I'm just going to put a little tiny pinch of salt, not a lot. And then I'm just going to mix this around. Okay? Just like this. Now you're going to see when you throw your potatoes in here how much it's going to absorb. Because when they're hot, they absorb that dressing, and they're going to be nice and moist and delicious. So we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to check my orzo. quite. They're not quite done. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna cut up the stuff for our orzo salad. I'm just gonna grab a bowl up here, like this. Okay. Now, when you make an orzo salad, you can use different vegetables, whatever you want to do. I'm going to just use a basic, I'm going to use some grape tomatoes, I'm going to use some tiny mozzarella, and I'm going to use some salami. I'll probably put a little bit of green onions in there for color. Now, I had them cut this really thick for me, because what I want to do is I want to get some thin pieces. You want little tiny chunks, because your orzo pasta is very small. So you don't want huge pieces of salami, but you want a little chunk. You don't want to be, the shreds are too thin. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to cut this into little cubes like this. I am going to cut this in half because this is a little bit thicker than what I wanted, but that's okay because I can fix it, see? Just be careful when you're working with a knife. They're extremely sharp. You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay. I'm just going to drop that in there. Now this is I'm going to call this my Italian orzo salad because it's made with tomatoes and mozzarella and salami. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of an olive salad that I just love. Love it, love it, love it. It's got a little bit of feta cheese and then it's got the dark Kalamata olives and the green olives, and it's just delicious. But I'm just going to use a little bit for flavor, not a lot. Because pasta's pretty bland unless you dress it up with a sauce or a seasoning. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, what the heck, I might as well throw these in too. Why waste it? I'm not a waster. My grandmother, when we were little, she used to say, you gotta eat all your food. There's starving children in Biafra. Where the heck is Biafra? I want to know where Biafra is. Oh, my grandmother, she was something. All right, now I bought the grape tomatoes because I also want to cut them small. The only thing is I am going to rinse them because I didn't rinse them yet. I don't like to eat vegetables unless they're rinsed. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the grape tomatoes. We're going to cut them into little pieces. Some of them are really small, so just, you know, cut them up. I think this knife needs to be sharpened. Jeez. Let me see if the other one's sharper. Eek. That one's kind of, it's not cutting my tomato, it's mushing them. Oh yeah, this is much better. See the difference? Don't have as much resistance here. Well, maybe not too. It takes a little time cutting up, but it's worth it because it gives you a nice flavorful little salad. It's really good. It's good with chicken, it's good with pork. You can eat these little salads with just about anything. You can have them with sandwiches, you can have them with lasagna. Nice little side dish. The salami and cheese, you could just have it as a lunch. I mean, it's really neat little salad. Okay. I'm going to throw that in there. I am going to check that orzo. Oh, I missed. That's all right. My counters are clean, so I'm just going to do this. I am going to go check that orzo because I believe it's probably done by now, and yes, it is. This is good. So, pot holder, and I have a colander right in the sink to drain them. Now, when you work with pasta like this, you want to cool it right away. This salad has to be cool. A cold salad. You could make it hot if you wanted to, but I've always had it cold. So we're going to drain this out. And I use my little... Now, you want to make sure your pasta is cooled down because it will continue to cook. And you don't want it to cook anymore. I'm going to swirl that around. Make sure all the hot water gets out of there. Make sure you put your hand in there and make sure it's nice and cool. Because if it's not, you got to keep cooling it off. Now that's good. I'm going to let the water drain out of here nice and slow. Get the orzos off my fingers. They stick to you real good. All right, now we're going to come back over to our chopping. Okay? Now I'm going to add a little bit of green onions for flavor or color. And don't use that bulb. All right, because I'm also going to put some parsley in here. Now you can use, like I said, you can use any spice you want. You can use basil, you can use thyme, you can use any flavor, any type of spice you want. I'm partial to parsley. I like parsley. It's a nice light, herb, not too overpowering. What the heck am I having problems with this today for? Watch Tina struggle with the plastic. There we go. I'm trying not to get stuff on my counter. I'm just going to use my hands. Okay, just take the little, these are pearl size mozzarella. Okay. I'm going to use about, I'd say about three-quarters of a cup of mozzarella. Okay, and now I'm going to use my olive salad. And I'm going to take a few calamatas. Yeah, I'm picking them out with my finger because I want a certain amount of each. I'm just going to put 3 of each, and I'm going to take a little bit of the feta cheese, just a couple of little blocks, because we already have the mozzarella in there, so you don't want to go nuts. But that's going to give it a little depth of flavor, a little saltiness, a little feta. It's great. Okay. Now we're just going to cut our onions because we want to cut our olives. These ain't onions, they're olives. The onions are already in there. Because you want everything small because the orzo is small. Okay. So now we're just going to chop. And that's it. That's enough, don't you think? I'm going to move this cutting board aside. I'm going to mix this up so that it's all blended in. Now, yes, I am going to season because I'm going to use a bottled salad dressing right here. Okay, now these potatoes are boiling, so I'm going to bring them down to a nice, gentle boil. I don't want them rapidly boiling. They're going to cook in about 15 maybe 20 minutes, depending on how big your potatoes are. Okay. Now, in the meantime, we're going to start our orange salad. I'm just going to cut along the outside. I want to cut off a little bit of the pith, but not a lot, like so. Now you can make the salad with some red onions too. They're nice and sweet and they work out good, okay? I'm gonna come down a little more here. Cutting off some of the orange with that. Now, my grandmother used to make this, but the person who actually showed me how to do this was my cousin Christina. She used to make this in the summertime. Boy, was it good. Nice and refreshing. It's a very light. I like to take the stump out. I don't want to eat the stump. I'm going to slice it up like this. you want to make it smaller, you can. Bite size, that's always good. And just put it right into your bowl. This is a very simple, light salad, and this really goes good with, you know, fish. Not fish, pork or chicken. You can serve this on the side. It's really good. Now that I got that one done, I'm just going to do this other one now. Let me move this bowl over here. It'll be easier to, there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot to take this little thing out, but that's okay. I'll remember to do this one. Okay, now the dressing on this, simple. Ready? Let's move this out of the way. Clean up over here. Just a little bit. Let me wipe my hands. I just got to get a little wooden spoon right here. Like this, okay? Now, you can use either the ground pepper, which I think I will. I'm not really fond of big chunks, but I'll wash it. All right, so you're going to put pepper, and you're going to take a good virgin olive oil, and you're going to drizzle right all over your salad, just like that. I'd say maybe half a cup or so, because I'm going to toss this and then I'm going to see if it's got enough dressing on it. And you just want it to just all get coated. This is actually better served warm. You don't want to serve it cold. Okay, now, oh yeah, that's enough olive oil. So you want it coated. You want it nice and coated. All right, and the juice, and the juice is going to come out of the oranges and make a wonderful, wonderful dressing. And that's your orange salad. You can dress it up with mint or a little bit of parsley. I would use the mint more than I would the parsley. I eat it just like this. You want to mince up some red onion, a nice sweet onion, then you put a little onion in it if you want. But this is how I eat it. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, we're going to go check our potatoes and see how far along they are. Ooh, they're just about. I'm going to give them 2 more minutes and we'll be back to mix the potato salad. Okay, these potatoes are ready. They're nice and tender, but they're not mushy. Okay, so we're going to come over here and we're going to drain them. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to let them drain a little bit because I don't want any water in my dressing. Okay. We're going to pull this over here. Okay, now we have our dressing. I did put this in the refrigerator while we were waiting. Okay. Now we're going to take our potatoes. I'm going to drop them right in there. Then you're just going to toss them nice and easy. And they're going to pick up, oh, you can smell the mustard and all the nice little flavorings in there. And it does look a little wet, and it will. But then once this cools down, you're going to see that the potatoes are going to absorb all this wonderful flavor. It's going to be great. Okay. Now this is how, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to taste it. Here's the hot. Perfect. Maybe just a tish more salt. That's why you got to taste everything, because you just need to. It's just a very important thing. A little more salt to do me. And then we're going to mix that in. Nothing worse than a dry potato salad. There we go. Now, this is my secret. You have to take a piece of wax paper, and you're gonna put it right over the top like this. Okay, so that all that's gonna actually keep the heat in. That's why you make the potatoes not hard, but they gotta be soft, but tough to just fork tender. Then I cover them with plastic. And now this is gonna go in the refrigerator. Really, I like to make a potato salad the day before, because the nice and colder it is, the more it gets to pick up all the flavors. So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator, and we're gonna let it cool, and we'll be back. Just took the potato salad out of the refrigerator. So now what I'm gonna show you is we have our orange salad with oil and pepper. We're gonna put a little bit on this dish right here. Now this will go good on chicken, pork. It's really good, just like that. Then we have our orzo salad. You want to take that and make sure you mix it around, because it's going to get all stuck together, because it's going to absorb all that Italian dressing we put in here. I'm going to do this right over here. Oh yeah, pretty, pretty, pretty. You can see the olives and the salami and onions and oh, that's beautiful. Now, remember how wet the potato salad was? We're gonna unveil that, and here we go. As you can see, it mixed in beautifully. It's all nice and creamy. Okay, that's gonna be delish too. There we go. We're gonna put some of that over here, like this. And this is our 3 salads. Now, I'm gonna try the potato salad first. I love potato salad. It's seasoned perfect, and the sour cream just cuts that heavy mayonnaise flavor. And my orzo salad. When you first taste it, when you first make it, it's got a lot of salad dressing in it, but after it sits, it absorbs that salad dressing and just tastes wonderful. These salads are perfect for summer. Thank you for watching Tina Cooks. More Italian. Have a good night.